Hello and welcome to the Lionsgate portal crossing and the Leo new moon. Today we have a double whammy because the portal, the 8-8, happened at the same time as the new moon in Leo. So we have lions everywhere. And what do lions represent in our life? Well, they represent royalty, they represent honor, they represent courage, they represent softness, they represent justice, compassion, swiftness. So much that is happening today. I actually crossed the portal earlier and had a magnificent experience. I'm still vibrating with what happened, and I am so honored to be here today with you and transmitting the information that has come through, at least for me. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's now a lot of people leading. There were a lot of people today, still are throughout the whole day, leading ceremonies, leading talks, meditations for specifically today's portal. And if you notice, it's people that have been awakened, or people who were in the past maybe not feeling comfortable in doing events like these. In days past, for example, and I've talked about this many times, I was not always comfortable in speaking the word God. I would say, well, I call it God for me, but it's the universe, the ether, whatever you want to call it, your higher self. And I would be tiptoeing around the word God. And then about 2 years ago, I said, F it, I don't care anymore. This is my truth. And this is what's happening. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story that started 20 years ago. When I began, 25 years ago, when I began taking meditation seriously. Now, I've taken meditation seriously for all those years, but only in the past 10 years can I say that I had any kind of success with it. Now, I did all the practicing, but I had never experienced what we've been able to experience in our programs with Coming Home to You or Meditation and Transformation. And I was part of, I belong to this community called the Brahma Kumaris. Brahma, Brahma, Kumaris, Kumaris. And I would leave my home at 5:15 every morning, and I would go meditate from 6 to 7 o'clock every morning. It was a meditation that was hard for me because it's an eye-open meditation, and I've never been able to actually achieve any sort of progress with eyes open. However, the leader at the center, Veronica, explained. I would take some classes to try to figure out what I was doing wrong or how to do it better or how can I get more results. And they would explain to me about the golden age that was coming. And this was, mind you, 25 years ago. And they, at that point, they explained to me, and it also is that philosophy is in line with the Mayan philosophy and the Mayan calendar that was going to come to a head in 2012. Okay. What was explained to me is that the earth has cycles, and they are day cycles and night cycles. And it's a 52,000 year full cycle. 26,000 years are a night, and 26,000 years are a day. And we were coming to the end of the 26,000 years of the night. And we're now moving into the day in the universal cycle. And what was to happen, which is what we've been experiencing, is that we've been going through the darkest before the dawn. They say it gets darkest before dawn, right? And we're going through the darkest period. And then when the light hits, it is when we are going to become gods. And I couldn't understand what they were saying. Also, I was told that all the religions were branches of a tree, and God was the trunk, and all of the religions will lead us back to God. And that was very clear to me. I believe that because I could really relate to that in the moment. I've been very connected to God my entire life, and not very religious. At one point I became religious because I was searching, right? I had my first communion at 12 years old, dressed as a nun, which is so funny because my first ever role in a soap, in the Telemundo soaps, was the Mother Superior. And I have 2 pictures that somebody put together of me having my first communion and me on the set of the soap opera dressed as a nun. And the actual habit was very similar because my habit for my first communion was off-white, and my habit for the nun in the soap opera was beige with off-white. It wasn't black and white for a traditional Mother Superior, because I was supposedly from a very humble order, and my job was to work with girls at a correctional center led by nuns. And so you could only see my face, and I look identical at 12 years old and at 38, which is pretty funny. It was like, nothing's happened in all these years. She looks exactly the same. And so I have always been very connected to God, but I've never publicly talked about it too much. It was something that was mine, and I didn't feel comfortable even talking about it. Now, as we fast forward to 2019, November 2019 exactly, I had a really rough 2019. Personally speaking, I had a kidnapping of the grandbaby. I mean, at the beginning of the year, it was just a really, really one of my most challenging years in my entire life. After my divorce, when I thought, oh, I've gone through my dark night and that's it. Now I'm just gonna help other people go through their dark nights. And never thought in a million years that I would be experiencing what I did. And I was feeling the energies of super wonderful energies coming through, which there were. But I thought 2020 was going to be a wonderful year. Then the thing hit, and I was just doing a hindsight analysis of last year. And it's interesting because in the frequency that I was vibrating and the people that I was surrounded with, we did have a wonderful year. Even through the lockdown, even through everything that was going on, even through people getting sick, even through everyone in my circle had we came through relatively unscathed. And for a while, I was beating myself up thinking I was so mistaken, predicting that the year was going to be wonderful. And look what happened. It was terrible. And then I was like, well, wait a second. Was it really terrible? Because in a lot of ways, I even felt guilty saying I had such a wonderful year when so many people were suffering, which is literally the story of my life. Because I didn't have a horrible childhood. I had horrible things happen to me, but in general, my childhood was very lovely. I didn't grow up poor. My parents came from really nothing, and my mom, in order to send me to the best school, chose not to buy new underwear for a year. So she saved every penny to send me to the best school possible. And I had an incredible education. And I felt guilty my entire life. It's like I would see so much poverty in Mexico, and I was wondering, why the heck do I have so much, and why do I have so much, and why do other people have so little? And the same thing happened last year. I was like, how is it that I'm so blessed and everybody is going through hell? Well, we all go through our own hell at our own time, and it's all in divine order, because I kind of stopped. I didn't take into account that the year before I had gone through my very own personal hell, right? Now, why am I bringing that up now? It is because we are going to go through this portal tonight. And as we go through this portal, it is crucial that we make a decision to let go of anything and everything that no longer serves us. We've done it plenty of times. But it is right now, it is a powerful time to make that choice, to step into the new fabric of the new tapestry for the new earth that is coming. Will it be easy? I don't know. I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, what am I feeling for this new time that is coming? And I was like, I feel so unclear. I just can't see past pretty much week after week. Some days it is hour after hour that things are happening, and I'm wondering, well, I don't know what is going to happen. There is a lot of fear in the collective unconscious. There is a lot of uncertainty. There are different ideas of what the future will hold. And the thing is that none of the future lines, which are like infinite, I don't feel like they've been decided. I definitely feel that we're coming up. If today isn't one of them, we're definitely coming up to a node. And we've talked about the nodes, right? Those moments in our life that are determining of how our life is going to go from that moment on. And if today isn't one, it's coming up. But I have a very strong feeling that when we look back at today, at this precise moment that we are going to experience right now, we're going to, if we so desire, if we make that choice, we'll look back and know that today marked the beginning of a brand new cycle, the beginning of a brand new life that is available to us if we so desire. But here's the thing. I've talked about the ascension process and my view on what the ascension means. And as a reminder or a refresher, my idea of the ascension is when everything aligns. Our beliefs align with our thoughts, align with our words, align with our actions, aligned completely and fully with our heart, with our emotion. Now, a lot of people claim and believe that we're supposed to be completely heart-led. And I have worked on opening the heart for years. Even before, like even when I did my chakra alignment with my voice, I began doing roots and going all the way up up the chakras. Then I got the urge, or I was informed that I should start working at the heart. And if I started with the heart and created that alignment and that opening, then everything will just like fall into place much easier. It would be less work. It would be less traumatizing, less painful for the person going through that alignment once the heart was open. But as you have experienced, in most of my meditations, I tell you, find where your thoughts are being formed and bring that into your heart center so that they join together and they work in tandem. Because I believe that that alignment is part of our ascension process. It is not to ignore our mind all of a sudden. It is to have it all be so in such alignment and so coordinated that when we feel a full body yes about something, a full body no, a full body this is where I'm going, this is what I should do, a very inspired moment, our mind is also aligned with it, with the process. And it's not about, it's going to be that no longer will we have to tell our mind to go take a hike and take a vacation, which we have done in order to be able to liberate ourselves, to untether ourselves from the programming that we have experienced since we were in the womb. And if you believe in previous lifetimes, most likely previous lifetimes. I don't know. And a lot of the times I would tell your mind to take a hike. Well, now comes the time where the mind will be in alignment, will be fully in its power, allowing you to feel. You won't have the need to have a Jiminy Cricket when you decide that you are a sovereign being and that you know what's right for you and for your life, you won't have that little Jiminy Cricket on, which is a lot of the times your mind, your programmed mind, saying, oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, you're gonna be a millionaire? Okay, no. Oh, you're gonna have a wonderful relationship? No. Whatever that naysayer that we all used to carry around. It is now time to let that go. It is now time to assimilate our dark side, which we all have because we're human, right? We are ready to bridge heaven on earth. Heaven and hell are right here, right now, based on every choice that we make and based on the consequences of those choices. And when we feel like we're in hell, we can make a different choice and step straight into heaven. Now, the thing is that I feel that more and more the waters are parting. And I see the people, and they're coming out and speaking of God these days, where before they were also very cautious. I was in activation yesterday with this woman, and she was like, oh my God, I never used to talk about God before because, I didn't want people judging me and da-da-da-da. And yesterday, it was all about God. All about God. And it's all about surrendering. In the Bible, it says, or in the Our Father, right? Thy will be done. Thy will be done. It is this process of surrendering and trusting that there is a higher power in charge, a higher forces at play that we cannot see the full picture of. That we see this tiny little microcosm. And we are privy to only part of the information. And the biggest test for us coming, the biggest test is having faith, having trust that everything is happening for us, that the more we choose to assimilate every part of our humanity, because a lot of the times we're trying to look for the spiritual realm, right? To look for all the answers. And like I say, we've been living from the neck up. In our head, head miles a minute, just going against us, doubting ourselves, having uncertainty. Doubt is the biggest killer of dreams. And we want to believe, right? We have those affirmations that I used to repeat affirmations like a little parrot until I realized I'm just manifesting the total opposite of what I am affirming. Why is this happening to me? And I was able to understand that it didn't matter how much I repeated these things. If I had that Jiminy Cricket telling me, yeah, you're gonna find true love, okay, keep trying because you're failing. Or you're gonna get money, you're gonna have peace around money, let me throw you a curveball. Let me give your dog breast cancer, which we had to go through. She had to have a radical mastectomy. Can you imagine a puppy with a radical mastectomy, a 4 pound puppy? 4-pound doggy with a radical mastectomy, didn't even have enough skin. They had to stretch her skin so much to sew her up after all her breasts had been removed. And it was a $8,000 surgeries that she had to go through. And did I bat an eyelash? No. I'm like taking out all my credit cards, like put it half here, a little bit here, like put them, just let's figure it out. I'm paying for all these surgeries. And, you know, it's like, but then I didn't care, right? The peace, I did find my peace because my dog was alive, and she lasted another 2 years, I think, a year and a half after that, or 2 years or 3 years. I can't even remember. It was like a blur. But in the past year, I've noticed, and this brings tears to my eyes, because I see it happening a lot, that a lot of the coaches, a lot of the focus has strayed from the original purpose, which is leading ourselves back to God. Trusting that we will be taken care of. And the focus has been on money, 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 money. How do you get more money? How do you have $10,000 months? How do you have all these months? How do you have more money? More money. Break the million, break the 3 million, break the 5 million. It's all about the money. And unfortunately for me, or fortunately, I don't know, I am not aligned with the money. I am aligned, and from a very young age, I am aligned to do what's right and the money will follow. And that is not, the purpose is not the money, the purpose is doing what I'm meant to do. Be happy with what I have. Be grateful with what I have, and thy will be done. Okay? We're at a point right here, right now, where you who are here and you who will be listening to the replay or watching the replay, that I know you pretty well, I can say. Okay? And I know that all of you and all of us, me included, have gone through pretty challenging times, pretty stressful times, times where we've gone through a lot of stress, anxiety, anxiousness, fear, confusion. And a lot of it had sometimes to do with money. Never have you not come through. Never has the money not come through. Never have you not figured out how to get it done. Never have you failed. Whether it's you get to put another thing on a credit card, whether you get this opportunity, whether somebody comes and pays for your thing, whether somebody loans you the money, whether your parents help you out, whether your friend tells you whatever, where you get forgiveness of the loan, whatever that worry was, whatever that worry was, you have come through each and every time. Something miraculous has happened. And like my beloved Florence Scovel Shinn would say, at the 11th hour, something would happen. At the 11th hour. That is right before it's going to be like the disaster. At the 12th hour, right? When the clock rings the doing, doing, doing. Right before that, something would happen. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, saved. And she would say, the only reason it happens at the 11th hour is because it took you 11 hours to surrender. Because you were trying to fix it, figure it out, try to manipulate it, bring it into existence, have it happen. And at the 11th hour, it was so close to the end where you just go, I don't know how to do this anymore. I don't know what's going to happen. God, you take care of it. Because I don't know. I've done everything in my power. And you just go, and then God goes, oh, okay. Now you give me 1 hour to figure it out. Or 1 minute. Here. Because you were pushing God's solution away for 10 hours. It's like, no, God, hold on. I know better. I know better. I can do this. I'm going to figure it here, figure it there, stressing out, running here, getting this job, doing a job that you hate, but trying to get the money in, and then you hate it, and then your soul is dying. And then we're like, God, I can't figure out what to do anymore. I've tried everything and nothing works. Nothing has worked. Here you go. Sometimes we even feel a weight lifting off from our shoulders when we come to that point of surrendering. We take all that weight we've piled up on our back and say, here, God, here's my load. I'm turning it over to you. And Florence says, if we did that at the first hour, we wouldn't have to wait 12 hours. Or we could spend those 11 hours enjoying life, being grateful, and knowing in full trust and faith that God's got us. And so, my friends, I see the waters parting. And I see that there's so many that are still in that hamster wheel of, I'm going to do it myself. With only this much that they can see, not seeing the full picture, trying to make things happen in a certain way and failing. Because they don't turn over their load and say, here. And people say, how do you surrender? Turning it over to God. And just saying, you take care of it while I go have some fun. While I go love on my children. While I go love on my friends. While I look after my parents. While I tell the people that I love how much I care for them. While I sit here and revel in the beautiful world that you have created, that so many days goes by unnoticed in my life. Because I forget to look at a sunset. because I forget to look up at that stars and be in awe and wonderment of how beautiful life can be. Because I'm continuously worried about having to pay my mortgage or my rent or whatever it is, and putting food on the table and doing work that I hate or whatever it is, so that I can provide for the children that I feel are mine, that I feel that I am responsible for, who happen to not even be mine. They come with the bread underneath their arm. But we think we're in control of everything and everyone, and we're the boss of everything and everyone, and we're the owner of everything and everyone. And none of that is true. And then we spend so much time fighting our darkness, our dark side, that part of ourselves that we don't want people to know about. You know, I've been very open, and when I found out about human design, I was like, what? Okay, I used to hate that I get angry. And when one coach told me, what is the thing about you that you dislike the most? And I said, my emotions. And he said, that's your superpower. And I said, fuck you. I hate you. How is that possible? That is my superpower. That is the thing I hate the most about me. People call me names. People have called me the names of very dramatic actresses. When I was little, my family would call me Maria Teresa Montoya, my pediatrician, because apparently it was a very dramatic actor. And she was like, oh, like this whole drama and everything. All her movies were drama and whatever. I was called that all the time since I'm little. I was made fun of for crying. I was belittled. I was bullied by my own members of my family continuously for being a drama queen. The interesting thing that happened, the ironic thing that happened, was that one time I was like, yeah, all my life I've been accused of being a drama queen. The only difference between me when I was little and me now is that now I get paid to be a drama queen, because I was in the soaps then. And I was like, people pay me for being me, for bringing to the table all these emotions, for making you be able to feel through my being. You can feel the deepest sadness and the highest of joys, the peak of joys, the blissful state of being. You can be angry through my performance. Feel the anger. You can feel the rage. You can feel the tears. You can feel the impotence. You can feel the compassion. You can feel the joy. You can feel all of the feelings, the rainbow, the gamut of feelings, from the lowest of the low to the highest of the high. And as I went through life, as I've been going through life, I've learned that the reason my emotions are my superpower is not my uncontrolled emotions. It has been my ability to learn how to manage them, how to transmute the anger into love, how to transmute the doubt into faith, how to transmute the anxiety and fear into excitement, into courage, into bravery. And so when people say that they're fighting for equality, I laugh. I laugh. Because people seem to be reaching for sameness. And I say, F equality. You don't tell me that a liver is the same as a heart or a kidney or an artery in our bodies. They're not equal. They're not the same. They are different. They all have a different job and they all bring something to the table. And so do each and every one of us. Why would we want to be equal? Why would we want to be same? Why would we want to beat down the people who are successful? Right? It's like, oh, the people who are rich, they should give their money to the people who are poor. Like Jeff Bezos, right? People get mad at Jeff Bezos. The guy's brilliant. One person by himself disrupted every single freaking industry. Because nobody told him he couldn't. And he just got off his ass and he did something about it. And he started with a brilliant idea and put every single bookstore out of business, except for, I think, Barnes & Noble, which I don't know how they're surviving. And then he expanded from books to this and that. I don't know what he started with, what was after the books. All I know is that now, even though, I try to give my business to small businesses. I try with all my heart. I was looking for St. Joseph 2 weeks ago. And I had to go through the ghetto. I was worried that Pico was going to step on a needle or a broken glass or some metal and cut his paw or something. I was afraid for my dog to walk on the street the way the street was. I was afraid I was going to get attacked by a crazy person on drugs looking for a St. Joseph. Okay, I spent 3 hours of my day going from store to store. Okay, how much is that worth my time? Finally, nobody had the St. Joseph. I came home, looked on Amazon, and I found one for $6 that was delivered to my house the next morning. $6. 5 something plus the tax, 90 cents or something like that. $6. It was brought to my door. I don't even have to leave my house these days. Right? But then instead of praising the guy who had the brilliant idea, everybody's like, no, bring them. Amazon is the worst. It's the pits. It's the this. It's the... How many people does Amazon employ? How many people live off of Amazon? If they don't like it, they can leave. But no, let's beat the guy who's successful down. Every one of us has access and the potential of such brilliance. So you are here, which means you are a leader of many. You're not just here for you. And we have crossed over from me to we. From me to we. It's no longer just about you. However, it begins with you. It begins with you finding your peace. It begins with you finding your groundedness. It begins with you assimilating and loving every part of you, including the dark aspects. It begins with you releasing and letting go and turning over the parts that no longer serve you, to a higher power. Letting them go. It begins with you handling, managing your emotions, and making a different choice when a same situation of the loop keeps showing up in your life, and now you can see it when it's happening and you can recognize it. I've been here before. And every time it happened, because a lot of times it was hard to see because they were so spread apart and they were same situation, different face. And first it happened with your parents, and then it happened with a boyfriend, and then it happened with a boss, and then it happened with your best friend. But you couldn't tell that it was the exact same thing happening over and over and over again. And you didn't learn the lesson, and you kept acting the same way and expecting what Einstein calls insanity, expecting a different result. And now you have done the work and you're able to see, oh, I've been here before. It looked different, but it's the same situation. And what can I do now different that will give me a different result? And thus breaking the cycle of repeating our lives over and over and over again, like the movie Groundhog Day. You wake up every morning to the same life. Different characters, but same plot. And now you're able to claim your power, to claim your authority, to claim your sovereignty, and set out into uncharted territory. And the most amazing things are starting to happen, where the quicker we surrender, the quicker the universe responds. And it starts to happen, and we think this is a miracle. Oh my God, a miracle has happened. And I used to say all the time, miracles are happening in my life every second now. Every day I get a miracle. No, every day I'm learning to get out of my own way and allow God to do its thing. And then it becomes so normal. But here's the thing. We keep looking for that God in the robes with a beard. I don't know, did you feel that God had a long beard? I didn't. Yeah, I kind of felt like it had mustache, beard, kind of very well groomed, but still like long beard. Out there in the sky somewhere, looking down on us. I would always say God has a channel called Hana TV. And when he's bored, he toys with me. I still say that. It's like, oh my God, okay. Now he's really having a field day with me. God was bored again, and now he's watching Hana TV with all her little adventures here. And see, here's the thing. It is the time to go within. No longer living from the head up and out, looking for the answers everywhere, looking for people, looking for the media or the government or the boss or your parents to take care of us. We have now incorporated our inner child. We brought her out. She's part of us. Now we looked at the parent side of it. We incorporated that. We acknowledged the parent. We honored the parent. Now we're bringing it in. Now we begin to see the fruits of our labor with our changing of our beliefs. We do the all-night meditations and binaural beats and everything to change our beliefs, because we now know that what we believe is what will show up. I don't know why I have so much hair here. What we believe ultimately is what is going to manifest, actualize, and happen in our lives. So when things that are showing up are not what we like, there is some belief there that thinks this is the way it should be. And we go back now, and now we know, okay, so how do I change my belief? Well, we can start by doing what we've worked on so much. Instead of saying affirmations that are going to cause resistance, what can I say that will move me a little bit away from that belief without the resistance? So if I'm trying to manifest the love of my life, right, or true love in my life, instead of saying I manifest true love in my life, and now instead of my subconscious is going to say, yeah, right, that's never going to happen for you, then you say, I believe that it's possible to manifest true love. And then your reticular activating system will start looking for examples, and then you start seeing couples where true love actually exists. And that starts to be like the evidence that it actually exists. And then you go, well, my God, it exists. And then you look here and it's there, and you see a beautiful couple, and you see what true love is, and then you see the manifestation of it here, and then you see it over there, and then you see it over here, and then more and more your reticular activating system gets to the point where it's convinced that true love exists in this planet. Now, it's not in your life, still not in your awareness, still not in your life, but now you know that it is possible. And then you can go step by step or do a quantum leap and say, if she can have it, if he can have it, I can have it too. And it is when we remove all doubt, when we make a decision, we make a choice, then we decide that we have it, that we're having it. Look back into your life. Look back into your life and notice each time that you have made a decision to have something, to do something, to accomplish something, and notice if you did it or you didn't. I can assure you that every time there's times in your life, those nodes that I speak about, where you have said, I am having this. And there's not a doubt in your mind. There's never a question. Am I having this? Am I not having this? Is this going to happen? You just go for it. That's okay, sweetheart. I'm so glad that you're here. We're getting prepared. We're having an activation right now that is so powerful before we walk through this lion portal, because this day, today, can be the beginning of the new cycle, of a new, completely different life for all of us. And so look back and notice those times where you said, I'm just doing this. I'm going to this thing. I'm doing this thing. I am getting this degree. I'm getting this job. Whatever it was. Whatever it was, notice when you made the decision and you did it. And for some of you, it has been happening very recently. You can go back and look at closes last week, and you're like, oh, I just made a decision. I'm going to do this. And then it started to happen. And when we make those decisions, then It's funny because then there's not that range of emotions anymore. The range of emotion goes boom, and the line just flattens. Because in the end, when you get what you chose, where you made a decision to have, it's not even a surprise that you're getting it. It's only a matter of when it's going to show up. It's never a question of if it's going to show up. You never question it. It's just, this is going to happen. And then it just like, I'm just waiting for it to happen. Do. And you're going through life doing the things that you decided and that you know. And then it just shows up. And then it shows up and there's like, yeah, okay. Because you didn't. It's not other things that you're like, oh my God, I hope this happens. I hope this happens. I hope this happens. And then if it actually happens, you're so surprised. You're like, oh my God. This is happening. I can't believe this is happening because my beliefs were, I don't know how it happened, because my entire body believed that it wasn't going to happen. And yet it did. Right? So, the more we are able to surrender our desires, our will, and just say, thy will be done. And then make a decision. I'm having this. Then the universe will take its time and start orchestrating the whole being, the whole of humanity or whatever it is, however many situations, people, things have to be put in certain place for those things to happen. And so whenever you hear about people fighting for equality, understand this: you don't want to be equal. Because what you bring to the table, that uniqueness, that gift, that diamond that you are, why would you want it to be the same as anybody else's? And I know I keep saying it, but it bears repeating that we have a million piece puzzle. If there's one piece that is not there, that is missing, that puzzle will never be complete. And that piece is you, is me. Every single being that is here, that chose to be here at this time. Apparently there's a huge line. Some days I wonder. But apparently there's a huge line of souls waiting to come into this planet. And because you are here, it means you already won the lotto. You already were chosen. And you were chosen because you have a set of gifts that are needed at this time that nobody else has. Only you. Only you. You have your own thing, your line, your lane that you're in your path with your gifts that you are here to contribute to the whole. And so, forget equality. You are unique. You are special, including your dark side. So the way this activation is going to go is we are going to do a process that is a torus field. We're going to strengthen our toric field. And it's going to go in two directions. And if anybody doesn't know what a torus is, let me know. It's like a donut, and it's an energetic field that goes around and out and up and around and out. Okay? And we're going to do it in this direction first. So downward. I'm going to explain to you why. Okay? So you're going to imagine with me that there is this toric field happening, going through your center and down into the center of the earth. And as we begin to activate this toric field around ourselves, around our physical self, and around all of our energetic bodies, to cover all of us, we are going to intentionally release all of the things that no longer serve us, that we're ready to release, let go, and move on from. The things you no longer want to hold on to. The story that you keep telling that justifies you feeling a certain way because it happened to you. It is an opportunity to have a clean slate where we are able to retain all the wisdom that we gain through these experiences, but release the pain, release the broken record that keeps telling, and my parents did this when I was little, and my best friend stopped talking to me, and this boyfriend did this, and this person cheated on me, and this person abused me, and this person bullied me, and all of those things that bring pain into your life. Those things are done, they're over, they happened. It's a bitch that they happened, but they happened. But that is what's made you who you are. Some things we wish, God knows we wish that wouldn't have happened. Some losses that seem unsurmountable. Some hurt that seems like we'll never be able to get over. The abuse, the bullying, everything that we've all gone through. We all have a story. And bad things happen. And some of those things that we think are the worst thing that could have happened to us surprise us, hindsight, and we realize that they were the biggest blessings. But in the moment, they sure as heck don't feel like blessings. Sometimes we feel cursed. Sometimes we feel like we have the worst of luck. Sometimes we have times where everything doesn't go our way. Tonight is that night when we choose to let all of those stories go. They are over. Ready to go into uncharted territory. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow the highest and deepest knowing of ourselves to release those things. We don't even have to know what they are. Whatever doesn't serve us anymore will be sent down to the earth, through the center of the earth, out the other side, up. You're going to see your toric field connect to the star of Sirius that is now in pure direct alignment with the solar central sun of the galaxy, the earth, and your solar central sun of your own galaxy, of your own being, right here in your solar plexus, right? That is the origin. We're going to allow those energies to come in through, wash them all, send them down to the earth to be transmuted and back out. And then we're going to reverse it. We're going to bring the energies from the earth, that which we sent down to the earth has been now. We're going to ask Gaia to help us transmute it into pure love, and we're going to be bathed by it, and we're going to send it right back out to Sirius, sending it right back out in that direction. All right, so we're going to go down first, and you do your own process. You'll know when it's time. I'll know when it's time, and then we'll just go do it the other way around. Okay, so we're going to begin with that, and then we're going to, as we invert the Taurus, we are going to send our love back up to Sirius, and then that love is going to come right down, go through the earth, back up, and fill us up. We're going to begin to be grounded. We're going to feel that power. We're going to see ourselves completely aligned. Our beliefs, our thoughts, our emotions, our words, more and more each day. And I know for a lot of you, what's been happening is that you have some sort of misalignment and you feel it immediately. And you're not able to continue to go through with stuff. You can't. Some of you have released friendships. Some of you have released situations with family where instead of trying to talk people into stuff or trying to change their mind, or you understand that they're in their own path, you're in your own path, and instead of having an argument, you choose not to, and you begin to make different choices that create different outcomes. And when we awaken to the fact that we are a droplet of God being, and we can access that power as we go and look within each time, the answers will come. More and more, it becomes imperative that we devote time to sit, to do the sit and just be there doing nothing for at least 15 minutes a day. It's the bare minimum. And you'll see that if you really get back into this thing where you make a choice and if you devote 1 hour a day to sitting and meditating, you will seriously become unstoppable. So let's begin with our toric field. I am going to set the Healy. We have Moon Harvest as a group. And I am going to do an application of the Deep Cycle, which is a wonderful, wonderful set of programs. Deep Cycle. And we're going to do the analysis really quick. It's doing its thing. We have our Moon Harvest. It says, please wait. When this thing, it's been a little bit overloaded in the cloud. So if it doesn't come out quickly, I'm just gonna let it sit there. And get yourself in your position, preferably feet flat on the floor. Ground your feet, wiggle your toes, bring more of you into your body. I'm going to do a little hack, which is bring my phone into airplane mode. When I do that, then the healing is able to work better. Let me see. Just doesn't sync with the club, but then a lot of people in the evening get, okay, where are you? Healing deep. I lost you. Deep cycle right here. All right. There we go. Digest all, free flow, kidney all female, talking of kidneys earlier, and breath of life. And I've learned that, interesting that the kidney all female would come out. Because the kidneys are the ones that process all, we think it's the liver, but it's actually the kidneys that process all of our emotions. And we hold a lot of, there's a lot of stuff held energetically in the kidneys. And the more we do this kidney cycle, the more that we're free to create different outcomes in our life. There are no accidents, but I'm still surprised each time. So we're going to vibrate this. Usually it's about 1:20, but because we're a group, we're going to do it. I'm going to go to 5 minutes and 59 seconds. It's interesting the timings that the Healy offers because they're based on the golden ratio. So begin with a set of 3 or 6 cleansing breaths. Hold and release. And as you do that, begin to set the intention of that release, of that surrender. And if you don't know how it feels to surrender, intend that you will know, so that it becomes easier and easier to let go, to turn over your challenges to your God self, to that all-knowing part of you that is that God part of yourself, to find the situations, the solutions for your challenges, and to allow yourself to begin to really truly appreciate all the gifts, all the blessings that are in your life and that are available to you. And begin the torus going down and around. Going. You're going to take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to say, with that exhale, and you're releasing down all of that debris, all of those memories impressed on your cells, in turn impressed in your subconscious. Now do your breath on your own time. Allow your stomach to get filled. Whatever color draining into the earth, and as the energy of the Taurus comes in through your head center, your crown, you can visualize whatever comes to mind first. You can see, I'm seeing the rainbow. Rainbow little lights, sparkles coming in, activating the rainbow body. That is part of the ascension. Every color inside us, every color within gets activated. Every tone, every note, every vibration working in sync to bring us vibrancy, health, wealth, love. The more center. As you're coming to the full release, connect to your heart. Bring your thoughts, ball or dots, into your heart center. Allow them to unite like two little balls of mercury. Now place your right hand on your high heart. Imagine a crystal, whatever crystal comes to mind. I'm seeing I don't even know the name, a rhodochrite. Stacia, my expert, will probably let me know. It's a pink stone. Ooh. I see an eye of a tiger. Tiger's eye, whatever it's called in English. Ojo de tigre. If you don't see a crystal or a stone, you can just imagine a pink quartz or a clear quartz, clearing all of your energy. Cleansing breath. Now, as we get ready to reverse, remember to bring your eyes into your third eye. So look up with your eyes closed, almost doing a cross-eyed into your third eye. But today, allow the intention of your eyes to go sweeping past the crown and back and around the back of your brain. Send your vision out and back and down into yourself. Up and around and into yourself. Up and around and into yourself. In that motion, allow the earth to fill you with its love as we co-create this new earth together. Connect to Sirius and send your love to the Sirians, to the lions that are waiting for us to walk us through this magnificent portal where we decide that today is a brilliant node, that crossroad, and it might be that we need to let go of people and situations that we've been avoiding, trying to hold on. And remember what one of my masters told me: ascension means we're all in the same building, we're just on different floors. And as we go today to the penthouse, if we so desire, some of the people are not ready continue on that journey. So release any judgment, release any desire to try to talk them into, to try to convince them to keep walking alongside you. Some of them will join you later. Some of them may not. As we let go, we surrender the need to control. At the first hour instead of the 11th, know that we're each on our own personal, individual path. And staying behind will serve no one. If you are here, it means your soul has already decided that this is the path for you. Imagine this beautiful golden light coming through from Sirius. In that Taurus, as it comes down, it's raining gold showers, interlaced with beautiful rainbow sparkles, and the most magnificent pink crystal light. Feel your energy getting charged. Now put your palms in a receiving position on your thighs, or bring your arms up in a V of victory, in a receiving position, looking up with your eyes focused on your third eye. And receive this beautiful light with a vowel O. It's like an Om. Ah. It's like an O and an Ah blended. Oh. Well, and then as you released all of those things that no longer serve you through our lives, we have surrendered parts of us that are really important, that maybe we shouldn't have surrendered, but yeah, we did. This is the chance to allow those bits and pieces that may be scattered across the universe to come back to us. That certainty, that knowing, that power, that confidence, whatever it is that you feel that you'd love to have or you used to have and no longer, somewhere along the line you may have lost your confidence, that you're beautiful inside and out. Intend to have it come in this light that is showering the universe. Imagine it's a magnet, and as it comes down from Sirius into the light, like a magnet, these things will get attracted and brought right into your being. Start seeing how much glow is emanating from within you as you get filled with that beautiful love from Gaia. And it blends with the love from your heart. See yourself with golden sparkles. See yourself glowing. And as we allow this torus to keep its motion, we are now ready to cross over the Lion's Gate. The Sirian lions await. On the other side, we find the archangels, your very own guardian angels. I see the energy of departed members of your families rejoicing at this event. Ready to lend their strength for the challenging times that lie ahead. Just know that this is all part of the divine plan. It's all in divine order. Feel the strength, the courage of the lions who are rejoicing at this beautiful moment as millions and millions of human beings have awakened at this point more than ever before. And so we go. this time for me is built of stone, beautiful, beautiful carved stone. Looking at the arch as we walk through, seeing the beautiful carvings, the beautiful sunlight, the golden lions, the beautiful gaze. We're so proud to be accompanying us through this portal. They feel the respect, the honor, the awe that we feel for them. They embrace us. They're giving us, transmitting to us their courage, their compassion, their strength, and letting us know that we can call upon them if at any time we feel like we can no longer carry on. The road that lies ahead is uncharted territory. The outcomes are not determined. So it is our duty, our responsibility to visualize, to have, and create the destiny that we choose. Possibilities are opening up for us as the path that lays before us will be created with every new choice and every new step we take. It is up to us now as we surrender to our God self to know ourselves, gods and goddesses of creation. Take a deep cleansing breath. As we have reached the other side of the portal, we are greeted by so many beings celebrating this event. And as we move forth, we can always refer back to this moment and claim our strength, claim our courage, claim our confidence, claim our intuition, that divine nudge that will be guiding us as we surrender. As we make a choice to enjoy every second of the life that we have left to live in this dimension, and allow the divine forces to take care of us as we step out of our own way and receive the gifts that are there for us, that will flow straight into our reality as we bridge earth and heaven, our 3D existence with our spiritual existence, and we become one. And we understand that we are all one, having our own individual paths, just like every organ of the body is part of the whole, is part of the one being, has a different gift and a different job and a different path. Take one more cleansing breath. Wiggle your toes, bring yourself back into your body. When you're ready, come back, open your eyes. How are you all doing? I have been in this energy all day long. I am vibrating. I feel myself like Look at that face. Very nice, Aixa. Look at these faces. I love this. How was it?
It was really, really amazing. And it's funny that you mentioned I'm wearing a rhodonite.
Oh,
I
that's
have I have a rhodochrosite, which is what you were talking about.
about.
And I was holding a tiger's eye. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, I have all of these right here.
uh,
So good. So good.
did you have any particular experiences that you would like to share? You don't have to.
I definitely spend a whole day. Like I started at 1 a.m, the Mary Magdalene group in Paris. So it's been, but when you were talking about the people, someone kept touching my forehead. And finally I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, oh, maybe somebody's touching my forehead. So that was really nice. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. It's
That's
beautiful.
wonderful. Yeah, I've been at it since 11 o'clock last night. So it's like I'm almost at 24 hours now. It's like I'm like, zzz. But well, I'm like, you have a rose stone. Aixa, you also have a rose stone. How did you feel? Talk to me.
Hi. I set the tone here. I put my kid to sleep. I turn off the lights and I have a very low light here and I turn on my one of my favorite candles. That is very it's look what it says in my candle set, quiet the mind and the soul will speak. And it's one of my favorite candles to light up. And I felt a lot of things. I feel like something here in my crown chakra over here. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm feeling something happening in my hair. I know I haven't brushed it, but I really do feel like it's just like tingling. It was like a tingling. And I haven't done visualizations and meditations in so long. So it was it was taking me. Okay, so I have been a lot of anxious, you know this by now, but um so I was trying to stay calm and I was trying to ground myself, but it's cold right here. So I have my slippers, but I took off my slippers. I put the feet down. Then I felt like the anxiety and I put the slippers on and then I remember myself, no, I gotta let go, put it down. It's okay. I'm safe. And when I don't even remember when or what you were saying, but I felt this weird peace. I don't know if you mentioned at the beginning something about the digestion. So I ate very fast, so I couldn't be here. And apparently that gave me like acid reflux. And it was such a painful stomach ache, right? Halfway throughout the whole, thing. So when you said put your hands on the heart, I actually put my left hand on my stomach and my right hand on my heart. And I said, I'm letting go my fear, my anxiety, and everything. And it was such a bad meditation with the heartburn going on and the gas and the whole acid reflux and the whole it was very uncomfortable. But when I got to the gate and I went in, I immediately felt like goosebumps and I imagined myself in like those goosebumps is because you know those gladiators, you know, their armor.
Yeah.
That's what I felt I was getting. So that was it was weird. It was the way I interpret the goosebumps is that on my skin, it was building my armor for my gladiator, and I had lots of ancestors walking with me through the gate, and some lions, but then inside there were more lions. It was just beautiful. It was really magical. I
No,
really enjoyed. Thank you so much.
so welcome. And the thing that was here, digest all, was number one at 57%.
It was so painful, but it's so much better. I feel a pain like in the bone or muscle. I don't know, but I don't have that up here anymore.
Good.
Like that just stayed there.
Right,
So
'cause this thing, like literally, let me just run it again, but it really works. And Sarah says, Sarah is now having a different living arrangement, which takes some getting used to, because I'm sure that Sarah, you were used to having your space and having your silence, and even, um, she says, this place is a nut house. Grateful to live here, but it's nonstop. My dad and brother came in, and I'm like, I'm doing a meditation, and my brother's like, isn't it hard to meditate right now? It's like, yeah, it is. Breathe in, and somehow you still manage to get things from it. Good, you feel, but you have heartburn. Interesting, interesting. It is that pull when we want to have something happen for us and then it isn't happening. And that creates that thing, right? And it creates this uneasiness in us that when it starts getting anxious, and then it really takes a toll on our digestive tract. It's really important that we all build or rebuild, some of us, our intestinal flora. So if you're able to drink aloe, if you can buy the aloe leaves, cut the aloe leaves and take the crystalline part of it. Don't drink any of the dark green that's close to the actual outside of the leaf. Inside, when you open, if you guys know anything about Ginsu knives, any very sharp knife, you're gonna cut it, and then you're gonna take the top, like the curvy part, you're gonna cut it on the flat inside part. And then you're gonna slice it. If you have one of those, I used to have a fish knife from those Ginsu, and it just goes really on the surface and takes the green leaf off, and then you're left with the crystalline part. Now, if you can't find the aloe leaves, or if you can't be bothered, you can also at the health food store buy I think it's Lily of the Valley or Lily of something, and there is some sort of aloe juice, and it's the one that's the best one. It comes in a amber glass bottle. Don't buy the one that comes in the plastic that's very liquidy, that doesn't taste of anything. It's very watered down and processed. There's one that says it's the crystalline part. It's in a brown amber bottle. If you can take a tablespoon every day, or 2 teaspoons, like in the morning, and no, tablespoon, don't even tell them a teaspoon because it's not enough. Tablespoon, if you can do it once a day, if you can do it twice a day, it's better. Aloe is magical. It will start, if you have any snags inside your intestinal tract, or any ulcers, any little the teeniest of holes can create leaks and into the rest of our body, and it's really dangerous. But sometimes they're so minuscule that it's almost like getting a little poison every day, teeny bit, teeny bit, teeny bit. But you can literally, those acids, if they get out of the stomach, they will burn us. It's literally burning acid. The problem is that sometimes we think, and that's where we have to check it with the right person and the right practitioner or the right doctor, if that even exists, that they would be willing to look at this. But sometimes we feel like we need to take antacids and destroy the acid. And what's happening is actually the opposite, is our body doesn't have enough acid to digest the food. And so the more antacid we take, the more the food gets stuck in our tract and doesn't get processed and digested. And that's what creates the problems. And that acid reflux is the fact that this food is just sitting there, half digested, and it's like trying to get out one way or another. And sometimes it comes right back up. It weakens the muscles, and there's a valve, right? And it weakens that valve. And so then that's how it starts to, you start getting that acid reflux, which actually burns. Before, right, you had ulcers before. And so that aloe will really help rebuild, seal the intestinal walls. And it's also a prebiotic, which actually will feed your intestinal flora so that it thrives. And it will take the, if you ever, I don't know if you know about Candida, but Candida is a yeast that lives in our intestinal tract. When that gets out of balance, the Candida starts overtaking. And that Candida, if it gets bad enough, it goes into our bloodstream and creates chaos. And that's why there's a lot of undiagnosed illnesses, because it's just the Candida creating symptoms of other illnesses. You can get diagnosed with lupus, you can get diagnosed with a bunch of autoimmune diseases, and it's actually just the Candida, that yeast overgrowing in your body, wreaking havoc. When we get that into order, celery juice, yes. You have to be also careful with too much celery juice. Some people don't take, you have to keep asking your body how long you should be taking it, because some people overdo the celery juice, and the celery has these other things that can create allergic reactions. So you know, there's these it's like when there was this soup diet. I don't know if you've ever knew about this soup diet that people were on years ago. I remember a friend of mine going this soup diet. They would eat this soup with lots of cabbage. So you can imagine, cabbage is creates a lot of gases in your stomach. So I can just imagine the mess that was making. And they would only eat soup for days on end. The soup in the morning, at night, it's soup and more soup. And they had soup coming out of their ears. And there's these fads that don't necessarily work with everybody, don't necessarily work with everybody, and don't necessarily do or accomplish the things we're setting out to do with them. So the best way to do it is literally ask your body. If you ask your body, do you feel like having this? You'll know if it goes forward, or you'll feel that knowing. And the more we establish that connection with our physical body, the better off we are going to be. Around the whole stomach is that second brain. And so the healthier our stomach is, the more we can take the attention off of that and put it more into listening to our callings. And Julia went to go call Dan. Is he not home? And then he went ahead to bed, so you missed him? Is that what it is? Julia, do you want to come on?
Hey, yeah, he went ahead to work, so I missed him completely.
Oh, he went
But I was
left
yeah,
today?
he went to work. Yeah. Yeah, he was gone before I got home. So I called him quickly to say I love him. I'm like, I'm gonna go listen to my meditation. And then he went ahead to bed. I missed him.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. He's pretty good. He's understanding with that stuff. I'm lucky. Yeah. I've been doing my nails while we've been doing this call.
Very good. Were you able to do the meditation?
No, I couldn't because the kids were all yakking. So
Oh,
I couldn't do it. I'll listen to the meditation right after, but I listened to everything but the meditation. I
oh,
turned it down. I could hear it and it kept me calm. So I didn't tell the kids go to bed a million times.
okay, good.
Yeah,
Well, I'm gonna post it as quickly as I can. And
thank you.
I'll send you the link from
Get
direct.
some sleep though.
Oh, no, I'm wired. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then yesterday when I created that post with the audio, I was like, it was like literally,
That was amazing, by the way.
thank you. I just literally felt that was divinely inspired. It all, I wrote it yesterday. I figured out how to do it yesterday. I was like, I was going to call Noelle because she knows all these things. And then I'm like, I'm not going to bother her with this. And then I just, figured it out. I went researching. I literally wrote it in that moment. I just sat down and I wrote it, and I'm like, I recorded it and I put it out there. And I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I need to do more of. And I'm kind of being guided as to what my next step is too. And because I've been in a little bit of a limbo, but now it's all starting to come to a head. I'm getting so clear as to where we're headed. It's interesting because I'm very clear as to where I'm headed. I just can't see the path in front of us very clearly, but I am so not afraid. I know there's challenging times coming up ahead for probably all of us. There's a lot of division happening. There's a lot of, I feel like it's almost like an apartheid all over again, but it's a global apartheid where there's no, the lines from respect for others they're getting blurred, and people are trying to impose their will and their choices on other people, and it's getting very disconcerting, if I can use that word. But I do know that the more we go within, I feel like we're going to be protected by a bubble. And I've gone through that in the past where I've had things happen around me, and it was almost like the bombs were exploding, going off everywhere around me. But I knew they were not for me. They were not intended for me. They were not part of me. I was just there, but I was protected at all times. And I'm feeling exactly the same way right now. I feel like, oh, I'm being protected. Oh, I'm being guided. Bye, Sarah. Thank you for being here. And so the more we connect to that, we're gonna be just fine. I don't know. I mean, nobody knows, right? But we're all co-creating what shows up. So the more we focus on what we'd like to see, and the more we decide, I'm having this, I'm having peace, I'm having this, the better it'll be for all of us. Right? You have something to say to that, Stacia?
No, it's just agreeing with you. It's just crazy, the divisiveness that it's like my side. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, people are making this their like life's mission, and the misinformation on all fronts is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So
Fronts. And it's like we have to be really careful what we believe. And that's why going within, we will know, because our guidance, our internal guidance will always know. Right? And not everybody that's out there is looking out for our best interest. Right? And I was reading something about the people who always think that giving people the benefit of the doubt and that people are nice and the people are good are the ones who are having more trouble believing that there's people out there with an agenda that may not have our best interest at heart. Right? And that's why it's like, and you have to see it from you. I think the more neutral we become, and the more we become observers and not attached to anything, the clearer things will become. And then we'll see, oh, look at this side is doing this and this. Because there's clearly, it's the waters have parted. And literally we're now having two sides and some people caught in the middle. Right? We're like, okay, why is everybody fighting? Everybody's fighting each other, and even the people from like this side are fighting each other, and then it's like everybody's fighting everybody. It's like, whoa, what's going on? Right? And that is interesting. So we must remain calm. We must keep meditating. We must, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if there's going to be food shortages. The government is saying that the prices aren't going up. And that, what else did they say the other day? Oh yeah, and that the money that they gave people is not a contributing factor for the fact that there's not a workforce right now in place in all the places that are reopening. And so it's like, things haven't gone up. I used to pay, $50 for stuff. The other day I went and bought juice. I got a bottle of orange juice that went up from $5.99 to $7.99. Okay, another one went from $3.99 to $5.99. Another one for $3.99 to $5.99. And I got some. What did I get? And Dannon yogurt, because I was gonna make myself some Pinkberry. I don't know if you guys know Pinkberry. It's a yogurt ice cream place, but they use Dannon yogurt with this passion fruit extract that I got, whatever. So I was gonna make myself some yogurt. I needed to have that Dannon yogurt, and so I went and got Dannon yogurt. I came out and it was $40 for juice and yogurt. And I got a tiny little bottle of cacao drink that I buy that's now $6 for this tiny little 5-ounce little thing with maca and cacao and whatever. That was $40 for juice and yogurt. Like, yeah, what about when I want to eat? I was like, what if I want to also eat? It's like, right? And they're, in the meantime, they're letting food rot and doing all these things. And it's like, so where does it end? Right? And so that's why this portal was so important, because we really need to gather our courage and be ready for whatever is coming, which we don't know. And be steadfast in our vision for our life. And know that we're going to cut through all of that. And we're going to come through the other end. And how do we want to feel when we're at the other end looking back? How do we want to feel about how we maneuvered through this? right? We want to feel proud. We want to feel like we did it with grace, with confidence, with courage, and going within, going within, going within. I love you all very much. It's been an honor and my pleasure as usual. And I will see you soon. Have a blessed, blessed, blessed night, and congratulations. Mwah. Bye-bye.